I once cancelled a dentist appointment because I was too stressed to make a phone call. Not because the dentist was scary, because dialing a number and saying, "Hi, I need a reschedule," felt in that specific moment like too much. I sat there with the phone in my hands for 11 minutes. Then I texted them instead, apologized for texting instead of calling, and felt guilty about that for the rest of the afternoon. Nothing bad had happened that day, by the way. Nobody yelled at me, I didn't lose anything. Normal Tuesday, a to-do list with maybe 6 things on it, and somewhere around item 3 my whole system just tipped over. For a pretty long period of time I thought this meant something was wrong with me specifically. Like other people had a bigger tank, mine was small, defective, needed refilling more often. I used to say, I just don't handle pressure well. The way you'd say you're allergic to shellfish. A fact about myself, fixed. Nothing to do about it except manage around it. Then I started actually paying attention to what I was actually calling pressure. And it turned out most of it wasn't even pressure at all. It was mostly just noise I'd let in and never kicked back out. Here's what I noticed once I actually sat down and looked at it. That week alone, I stressed about a meeting on Thursday, 4 days out, that hadn't happened yet. I stressed about something I said on Monday that was probably fine, but I replayed it maybe 30 times. I stressed about my sister's job situation, which is her situation, not mine. And there was nothing I could actually do about it from my kitchen at 9 PM on a Wednesday. None of that was actually happening to me. None of it was even close. I wrote it all down eventually, on the back of a receipt because I didn't have paper and I was too impatient to find any. One column, things happening right now, other column, everything else. The first column had 1 item, the second had 11. 11! I wanna tell you I fixed this immediately once I saw it laid out like that. I didn't. Knowing a thing and stopping a thing turned out to be 2 completely different skills. And nobody tells you that. I kept doing it for months after. Kept stressing about future meetings, replayed conversations, other people's problems that quietly became mine to carry for no reason except that I happened to be standing nearby when they happened. What actually shifted something, and this is small, almost embarrassingly small, was a rule I made for myself in the shower one morning. Half asleep, mostly just trying to make the anxious noise stop for 5 minutes. The rule was, is this happening right now in this room? If yes, deal with it. If no, put it down. Sounds too simple to work. It mostly didn't at first. I'd catch myself stressing about a text I hadn't sent, ask the question, realize the answer was no, and stress about it anyway for another 30 minutes out of sheer habit. The rule doesn't turn off the noise, it just gives you something to check the noise against. But slowly, and I mean slowly, weeks, not days, I started catching it earlier. Not eliminating it, catching it earlier. There's a difference, and I used to think that difference didn't matter, but it does, because catching it earlier means you lose 20 minutes instead of the whole afternoon. There was one day, maybe 2 months into doing this badly and inconsistently, where I was waiting on a callback about the job thing. Important, actually mine, actually happening, and I noticed I was stressed about it the normal way, which was fine, that one was allowed. But I was also stressed about whether I'd left my apartment door unlocked, which I hadn't. I checked it 3 times before leaving. And stressed separately about a group chat message nobody had responded to in 2 hours. Sat in a coffee shop and did the 2 columns again on a napkin. Which of those is happening right now in this room? One, just the callback. Everything else was a rerun or a preview. Playing in the background like a TV nobody's watching. I think this is the actual problem with most of the stress people carry. Not that life is that hard. Life is hard sometimes, sure, generally. But most days aren't emergencies. Most days are 6 normal things. And somewhere in there your brain quietly adds 8 or 9 more that aren't real yet, or aren't real anymore, or were never yours, and it stacks all of them on the same shelf like they weigh the same. They don't weigh the same. A callback you're actually waiting for and a group message that was never responded are not the same size. But stressed out you treat them identically, because stress doesn't sort, it just piles. I still cancel things sometimes, still text instead of call more than I'd like to admit. I'm not going to pretend I've got this fully figured out. Some days the 2 columns don't even help. I write them out and stress about both anyway, which defeats the entire point, and I know that. But most days I ask the question now. Is this happening right now in this room? And most days the honest answer is no. And putting it down, even badly, even for 20 minutes instead of forever, turns out to be enough to get through the 6 things actually on the list. The dentist thing, by the way, I finally called them. Took 4 months, they didn't even remember the cancellation. 11 minutes of my life gone over a phone call that turned out to be 40 seconds long.